Hey friends, welcome back to our chapter reading. We are continuing today with Into the Wild, yet another misadventure in the Chicken Squad series by Doreen Cronin, and this one is illustrated by Stephen Gilpin. So we're coming in today with chapter 5. The wilderness is a lot farther away than I thought, said Sugar, breathing heavily. We should camp out here and wait for the bad weather to pass. Sugar tapped her head. Survival skills, kid. You're right. There's a line of dark clouds approaching, said Dirt. I meant the sun, Sugar pointed out. It's really hot. In fact, according to the compass, it's going to be a real scorcher today. My instincts tell me it's probably going to be close to 200 degrees. Let's set up a tarp for shade and wait it out. Compasses don't predict weather, explained Dirt. We need to hydrate, said Sugar, ignoring her. Let's stop here and fill our canteens. That's JJ's dog bowl, said Dirt. He really doesn't like it when we go in there. Plus, I'm pretty sure it has, dog spit in it. That's not clean water. Clean water? Is that what you think we need to survive? The last thing you need to survive is clean water. Every living thing needs clean water, said Dirt. It may actually be one of the most important things. Sugar has it all backwards, doesn't she? Sugar ignored her sister again. Hand me the canteen, she demanded. We don't have canteens, replied Dirt. And the sky is actually getting pretty dark. I think we should keep moving and stay ahead of it. Come on, chickens, announced Sugar. For once, Dirt is right. We have to keep moving. Head count. 1, 2, yelled Dirt. 3, yelled Poppy. The chickens waited. Close enough, announced Sugar. Let's move. Hang on, Sugar, said Dirt. We have to stick together in the wilderness. I'll find Sweetie. She turned around and headed back across the yard. Sugar and Poppy set up a pillowcase for shade and played hangman in their observation logs while they waited. So Dirt's running off to find Sweetie. Found her, yelled Dirt a few minutes later, walking under the pillowcase with Sweetie right behind her. Dirt was wearing a headlamp. Her arms were full and her backpack was overflowing. What is all that junk? Demanded Sugar. There's a storm coming. I foraged for berries, gathered firewood, and used the hose to fill the baggie with fresh water. I see. Sugar stared at her sister for a minute, nodding her head up and down. Did you bring my lavender eye pillow and the jelly beans? No, replied Dirt. You wouldn't last a day in the wild without me, kid. Not one day. I don't know about you guys, but I think that perhaps Sugar wouldn't last in the wild without Dirt. Chapter 6. Rabbits like to stay close to cover, said Dirt, leading the squad along the long back fence in the backyard. Try to think like a rabbit, she continued. Which way would a rabbit go? If I were a rabbit, I would go that way, Sugar pointed. There they are, sneaking across the yard. If I were a rabbit, said Dirt, I wouldn't go that way because that's the way to the mall, and I would sense the vibrations of heavy traffic. Exactly, said Sugar, turning around. And when I sensed those vibrations, I would turn around and go that way, behind the tomato patch, and through the hole in the fence that we dug last year to reach the trampoline in the neighbor's yard. If I were a rabbit, said Dirt, my keen hearing would pick up on all those kids in the yard with the trampoline, and I would determine that it might not be the best way to go. I gotta hand it to you, kid, said Sugar. You're a better fake rabbit than I am. That means so much to me, Sugar, answered Dirt. Thank you. All right, kid, said Sugar, turning serious. Enough blubbering. The sky grew dark, and the chickens pressed even closer to the fence for some cover from the wind. Oh my goodness, look how windy it is. It's blowing their mustaches sideways. "What are we going to do when we find the rabbit?" asked Sweetie. "Throw the pillowcase over his head and drag him back to safety. That rabbit has no business in the wild," answered Sugar. "The back part sounds a little, extreme," said Dirt. Hard drops of rain bounced off their heads. "We can just gently lead him back to the yard." "Do rabbits actually live in the wild?" asked Sweetie. "Of course," replied Dirt. The chickens raised the tarp up over their heads for cover from the storm. "How do they protect themselves without marshmallows and mustaches?" asked Sweetie. "Excellent question," said Sugar. "Mostly they run," answered Dirt. "They're also very good at hiding and staying perfectly still." "Speaking of still, doesn't the yard seem kind of quiet?" asked Sweetie. "Yeah, where is everybody?" asked Poppy. "I don't hear any birds or see any squirrels." "Good observation, Poppy," said Dirt. "Lots of animals have the instinct to take cover and lay low when they sense bad weather or danger." "Maybe we should do that too?" suggested Poppy. He looked up at the dark sky. "Chickens don't run from danger, kid," said Sugar, rain dripping from the corners of her wet mustache. A deep boom of thunder opened up the sky and shook the fence. Lightning cracked right on its heels, and the rain came down so hard it knocked the chickens to the ground. "What should we do?" asked Sweetie, her eyes wide. "Run!" yelled Sugar. All right, we're going to stop there for today. Come back next time and we'll see if those chickens get out of that crazy storm. See ya.